This is Doug Larson back with the Daily BS. Got a question from somebody that has what's called spondylolisthesis, which means that he has a low back injury where instead of his vertebra stacking right on top of each other, just like all of these weight plates are stacked right on top of each other, in his case, one of his vertebra has slipped forward kind of like that and is causing him a lot of pain. And there's a lot of reasons that might hurt, but probably the biggest one is that your spinal nerves run through a hole in your vertebra, kind of like this pipe right here. So you can imagine if this top plate slid forward an inch or two, it would tear on this pipe a lot, and that's what's happening to him. It's tearing on his spinal nerves and causing him a whole lot of pain. So if my vertebrae are stacked right on top of each other, right down the middle of my spine, when I roll forward like this, it's kind of like picking these up like that. They're not stacking on my pelvis, they're making it where it's easier for that top one to slide forward, kind of like that. So once your doctor clears you and you're ready to go back to training and you're out of physical therapy, what you want to think about when you're in here is when you go to squat, we always talk about having a neutral spine. Usually we mean, when you're squatting, don't round your back, but in the case of someone that has had or has currently spondylolisthesis, you want to make sure that you don't go the other way. You don't want to hyperextend. So when you go to squat, you want to keep all the way neutral and go here. And what you don't want to do is roll forward right when you start. So if you're a person that goes to squat and the first thing you do is goes like that, then you're putting yourself at risk for that type of injury, or to have that type of injury become aggravated again in the future. So you want to stay tight here and tight here, because these are the muscles, your abs and your glutes, that are going to keep you from rolling your pelvis forward. If I contract my abs and I contract my glutes, it'll pull me back into a neutral pelvic position. That way when I squat, I'm not in a hyperextended position, potentially putting me at risk for that type of vertebral slippage. So I hope that helped. If you're not cleared to come back from the weight room from your doctor, this is not medical advice, obviously, so make sure that you get cleared from your doctor before you try to do any more squatting or deadlifting. When you do come back, actually one more point, doing single leg work where you aren't bending forward at all might be a better place to start. If you're doing some type of lunging or split squatting, then I can stay in a vertical position. I can get some work for my legs without having to bend over and without potentially going into that position, which is what caused the problem in the first place, more than likely. So I hope that helped. See you tomorrow.